Welcome back. As I've said before, if this is the first time you're joining us, I would encourage you to go and review our previous recordings. We've established so far the ultimate goal, the ultimate tachlis of Hizdapkes B'Hashem. We've established that our role is to be in the partnership, in the Gimel Shutfim Ba'adam, the partnership with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And from that partnership, we learn how to behave towards our child. We've established that from that partnership, we learn from the first partner, from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, how to behave, how to create that relationship. We've established HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us everything. We've established HaKadosh Baruch Hu's clarity, explanation. We've established HaKadosh Baruch Hu's consistency and so forth. What we're up to now, and we understand that the first role is being a role model, and we have established the fact that by being in that partnership, by creating and fostering that relationship with our child, what we're doing is we're bringing our relationship to HaKadosh Baruch Hu one step closer, and we're bringing our child's relationship to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and to us closer and closer. And of course, we've established that we do that by being a guide, by being a role model, and just as the first partner, as HaKadosh Baruch Hu teaches us everything through giving, and he teaches us everything through his Torah, which is literally called a guide, so to us, we have to somehow become our children's guide towards that relationship. And eventually, of course, towards them themselves becoming a partner with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, a partner that will bring them to do what is clearly in the first mitzvah of the Torah, which is Yishuv Ha'olam, because they again will recreate another child, foster and create another relationship, and that child will create another relationship, and so forth and so forth. Now that we understand that we have this idea of building a relationship, of course we have to start going into how do we cultivate that relationship? How do we build that relationship? And the first thing that comes to mind, of course, is respect. How do we respect our children? How do we have a 5-month-old baby who is constantly begging for our attention, cannot do anything on their own? Unlike any other species in this world, human babies can literally do nothing when they're born. It takes them almost a year to start doing anything. How do we have respect for that child? So since we have established that everything we need to know in regards to becoming that guide for our children, everything we need to know in regards to building that relationship with our children is something we can find by HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself, let's turn to him, the first partner, the first shutaf in this relationship, for the answer. HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the Torah says, Nase Odom B'Tzalmeinu Udmuseinu. Says the Maral in Nesivos Olam. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is saying in those words, he does not say Nasa Adam, let's create a human being. He says the point is Salmeinu D'Museinu. The Yesod, the Tachlis, the value of a person is not him as a person. The value of a person is him because he has a Tzelem Elokim. In other words, just as we have established in the beginning, that recreating, the reason why it's the first mitzvah in the Torah is because that completes our image, to be in the image of Hashem that we can recreate. That in and of itself is the value of every human being. That ability to recreate is the Tzelem Elokim. When we look at our children, chas v'shalom, for us to say, this is my child, this is not my child, that is disrespectful to Tzelem Elokim. This child is a Tzelem Elokim. He's an image. More than that, says the Maral. Everyone knows the incredible harsh statements Chazal have on Amal b'pnei chaver b'rabim. Someone who embarrasses his friend, the incredible stories in Chazal, rather throw myself into a fire, rather get burnt in a fire, and so forth, by Tomo, Maisi Yehuda, so forth. The examples are out there. And everyone knows the incredible chumrah of being a malbim pnei chaver b'rabim, of embarrassing a friend. Says the Maral, do you know why? Embarrassing another person is being mevatel their Tzelem Elokim. You are completely dissing the fact that this person that you are embarrassing is an image of Hashem. That is why it's so chomer to embarrass another person. When we go and we characterize our children as my child, or even worse, chas v'shalom, when we go and try and control our children, or chas v'shalom in an angry moment embarrass our children, the harm there is not necessarily just to the child, it's to the fact that we have disrespected Tzelem Elokim. Our respect for our children comes from one source and one source only, that they're not my child. They are a Tzelem Elokim, and a Tzelem Elokim deserves respect. Now, of course, we have to understand, since this is a mutual relationship with our children, or it's going to be eventually, how do we build their respect for us? They don't understand the concept of Tzelem. We have accomplished that we need to respect our children because they are Tzelem Elokim. The Maral tells us that in very clear words. Fine. But how do we make sure that our children respect us? The Torah is our guide, as always. The Torah says, Imay v'aviv tiro. Children need to respect their parents. But let's open up a Tosfos. Tosfos tells us, Imay v'aviv tiro, the mother is first. Why? Because everyone knows, established, to a father, there's more of a natural fear and respect. Says the Tosfos, why? Why does a father have a more natural fear and respect? Says Tosfos, because he is the one teaching Torah. In other words, Tosfos is telling us, when you are going to be the guide, the light, the shining beacon that brings these children closer to their ultimate destination, that bring these children closer to their relationship with Hashem, closer to their eventually and potentially becoming partners with HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Yishuv Ha'olam, that is going to create by them undeniable respect for you. And this is an incredible thing that we see in life so many times. We see children of people who it seems they did everything right, but the children cannot get far away enough from them. And then you see parents who didn't seem to have it all right all the time. Somehow the children are connected forever and ever. Why? Where does that respect stem from? When this child realizes all my parents wanted me to have is a closer relationship with them, with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and for me to reach my potential. Not their potential, something we'll get to in Yetz Hashem, but my potential. When a child sees this, Tosfos tells us, this is how your child is going to respect you. In summary, we respect our children because of Tzelem Elokim. They will respect us when they see that all we are to them is we're trying to cultivate that relationship and their relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This series is produced by TorahWire.org, sponsored by the DonorsFund.org. For all your charitable giving, completely free, an efficient experience, open your account today at the DonorsFund.org. Thank you and have a wonderful day.